This is a Hive magazine interview, and today we're here with Mallavora.
Hello.
And I had the absolute pleasure of catching and filming their set today, this morning. How does it feel having travelled and playing first thing in the morning?
It's rough.
No, it was great.
I think we all got about 8 hours of sleep between us.
Yeah, probably.
Between us, yeah.
Very excited.
But honestly, adrenaline just carried us straight through. We were up kind of at the crack of dawn, came here, we were warming up and everything, and then by the time we were going on at 10:30, we had been awake for quite a few hours, so it didn't feel too bad. It's the calm down that makes you realise how little sleep you've had.
Definitely. And yeah, as someone who made the unwise choice of staying up until like 2:45, I share your pain. I'm here with you. But yeah, no, you were fantastic. And for people who haven't heard of you, potentially, what would be a track that you'd like want to point them to?
I think we'd say either Eternal, which is what's it? Opening track of the new EP is the latest single as well, I believe. When we were doing that, yeah, or Disorder as well. That's one that's really kind of reached people and spoken to them. I mean, do you want to? No, that's it.
I was gonna say. It's funny you mentioned Disorder because it's specifically I do want to talk about that. I had to have my camera rolling for that speech, and I'm gonna watch it back and I'm just be like, that was powerful. Like, as a band, it must have been like quite a process writing that. But like, to break it down for me, like how did you manage to find the words, the tune, everything? What made it?
Good question. It came quite quickly, to be honest. The boys had written a really fast-paced, aggressive track, and we listened to it back a few times, just the instrumental, and we were like chopping bits out of it to make it even more like aggressive so that you wouldn't know what was happening next. Like, we wanted it to be so fast-paced that by the time it was finished, you felt like you'd been hit in the face and you wanted to listen to it again, kind of thing. And something that just matched the energy of that instantly was a lot of like angry stuff I was feeling about disability and attitudes towards disability and the lack of access. So it really just flowed pretty quickly. Like, I had the song on a few times and it really took only a couple of hours to get the vast majority of the words down.
That's incredible.
It was very raw and it was quite cathartic afterwards. It didn't take much editing either, actually, which was good. Usually, like, you want to go back through lyrics and make sure there's no like waffle. But that song is no waffle. It's like all killer, no filler. Yeah, boy.
Absolutely. And I mean, just like, obviously it does discuss accessibility, and you mentioned in the speech about accessibility at festivals. Just in general, what would you like to see going forward for future, like post-pandemic world, mind you? We're just getting back like properly into festivals. What would you like to see change or added or kept the same?
Sorry guys, I'm
Yeah, go for it. No.
Well, the disabled community is also full of people with chronic illness, so a lot of people who were shielding during the pandemic and who still necessarily can't make it to shows. So I want to see more live streaming of shows so that people at home can watch it. And the fact that we can still do air ventilation and all of that stuff, it just seems to have gone out the window now that everything's opened up post-pandemic, and we are excluding a lot of disabled people in that. And then, as a disabled fan, I think things are improving. It still feels a little bit like you're shoved to the side and the accessible area is like not in the prime position. But as a disabled artist, it's really, really hard. Like, it feels like, even though there are plenty of disabled artists out there, it feels like it's slightly uncharted territory and there's not really a blueprint for you to follow. Like, this is how you do this as a disabled artist, particularly when like your access needs are quite individual. Everyone's is really individual. So a lot of the time, well, in fact, all the time, the stages that we play on have steps. and thankfully I can walk, so I can walk up those steps, but occasionally I need to use a wheelchair, and there would just be no way for me to get up those steps and play on those stages in a wheelchair. So I think going forward, like, I wish and I want and I expect it, like, I don't think it's an unreasonable expectation for the industry to recognise that disabled artists exist and we're out there, and it shouldn't be an afterthought. We should be making stages accessible for artists. We should be checking access needs of everyone, because unfortunately a lot of that doesn't happen. And yeah, I think things are moving in the right direction, but there's still lots of work to do.
100%. That needs to be highlighted right there, honestly. So I'm gonna make I'm gonna like break the ice a little. We're gonna get some weird stuff going, right? So you guys have played a lot of shows. You were telling me about like all of them before playing, but I gotta know weirdest show and or funny weirdest show stories.
You get this one.
It's passed over.
Earlier we said about Worcester.
Yeah, should we do Worcester again? It's a good story, to be fair.
It's a good story, yeah.
So it's like 2019. Jess had just joined the band at this point, and someone reached out to us and says, "We want you to headline the Sunday night of Worcester Music Festival." I mean, oh, headline! I can check this out. Yeah. On at like 11 p.m. on the Sunday, we arrive. The main support are playing. There's like a few people there. The main support finish, and then people are like packing away the chairs in the room. And like when we started playing, there was no it was us and the sound guy. There was no one, but we had the best time. Like we were just like Jess was like running around in the crowd area and everything. And it was just like a really fun rehearsal, basically. And then like 3 people showed up and totally killed the mood, because we had to like actually perform properly and like take it seriously, which is just like, I was like, can you guys leave?
Oh no!
I've got
You got a good one going.
Yeah, I think. So not so much the whole gig, but just the Bowman Tedder gig. Gig will remain nameless and venue.
Oh yeah.
But we're maybe not halfway through a set. Good couple of songs into a set.
Yeah, I think I know where this is going.
Ellis is there, playing his bass, getting into it.
Oh no, this one, yeah.
And for some reason, the sound person thinks it's a good idea to get on stage and start a conversation with Ellis.
It was.
Now this isn't like a turn your bass down or watch this or this is unplugged. It wasn't like that. It was a how's it going? Let's have a conversation. How's it going? Are you busy? And it's like, Ellis, what are you doing?
It was literally like, it's literally like during the intro to Origins, which is like, it's just bass in that part. So, I'm really feeling it, and all of a sudden there's a sound engineer in my face, like, and like, I will add context, like there was a problem with my fuzz pedal, with the PA system, so they had every right to come and like intervene, but they were trying to get me to turn the amp down, and I couldn't hear what they're saying because it's fucking loud.
We were playing.
And I was just like, just turn it down, like, but I had to stop and be like, what are you saying? Bless them. No, they had a really tough night, that gig. Like sound engineer, there were tech problems all over the shop. It was funny, mate. Yeah, I just wasn't expecting it.
Oh man. Okay, that is a good one.
I blocked that out.
There's only going to be weirder stuff going forwards. I feel like it's got to be a tradition at this point.
Yeah.
Speaking of weird things, okay, I've been asking every band this, so don't worry, it's not just you. But in the completely like hypothetical situation of a zombie outbreak happening, let's say it happens next week, right? You got 20% left on your phone, only basically you're running on dead. You've got a few songs to listen to, like during the zombie apocalypse. I've had some different points of view, because some people are like, I'm surviving, some people are dying. What are we listening to?
Oh, that's good. My instinct is to say like "Staying Alive" by the Bee Gees, but like I don't want that to be in my answer. No, I'd have to go like mainly because of my obsession right now. But "Bloodsuckers" by like Saint Agnes. That is like recently that's been the song that like I listened to before going on stage. It's just like fucking keep going. Like, oh, it's so hard. Fucking love those guys. So yeah, Bloodsuckers on loop.
For me, it's probably going to have to be a mixture of MCR for the real feels, you know? When you're like accepted that you're going to die, and you've just got to like, you're just reaching that belty chorus and you're like, oh, it was a good run. Plus something like that, exactly. And then just probably the last song before I clock off and get killed by a zombie. Probably one of Sam Cooke's for me. It's good feeling, you know, something that will bring me peace in my last moments.
Who was that, sorry?
Sam Cooke.
Sam Cooke, yeah. Angry, something angry.
It's got to be.
There's going to be no peace for me. It's going to be rage until the end. So something just like, Rage Against the Machine, something like that. I'm killing some zombies.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. Yeah. I hate to be too predictable about this, but whatever. Probably Fortress by Alter Bridge, I think. Yeah, well, yeah. It's like, fucking very surprised. It's like a bit of an epic, and like I don't know. Towards the end of it, you kind of feel like, if the world ends now, that's kind of all right. I've been through like a 7-minute song. It's gone different places, and fine.
This is the end.
What was your answer?
No one's asked me that.
Sorry. What is
God.
your answer?
Probably Greatness by Don Broco. Yeah.
Alright.
I would be like, because the music video is like in a post-apocalyptic world anyway, so I just do the dance that they're doing and just killing zombies left, right, and center, and like, give me fucking greatness. That was a good question. I didn't really. I'm being interviewed now. Oh gosh. Oh no. I wasn't ready. Well, this has been an absolutely amazing interview. Thank you so much for taking the time to talk to me. And have a lovely rest of your 2000 trees. This has been Mallavora.
Thank you for having us.
It's been wonderful.
And this has been a Hive magazine interview. Peace.